This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hi everyone, I am finally back with a smartphone unboxing after a really long time, and today I have the Realme 10 Pro Plus with me. It has just been launched in the Indian and European markets, and it's rumored to launch very soon in Nepal too. Now, if you remember, last year's Realme 9 Pro Plus was one of my favorite mid-range phones. It was a very balanced offering with a nice design and a good set of cameras. This year, Realme has made some upgrades on the 10 Pro Plus, but more importantly, Realme seems to have focused on making the Realme 10 Pro Plus a more premium device rather than just giving like spec-to-spec upgrades. Anyway, let's go ahead and unbox this phone now. Okay, so just a quick disclaimer, I was very excited when I got this device, so I already unboxed it and installed some apps, but I didn't want you guys to miss out on the unboxing experience, so I am going to do it again. Okay, there we have it. Standard Realme packaging, some ejector, paperwork, silicone cover. There we have the phone. Okay, so you get an 80-watt charger inside the box, but this phone only supports 67-watt charging, and this charger is also Power Delivery 3.1 compliant. Alright, keeping it aside, we have a USB Type-C cable. Okay, the design. I think it looks really good and premium. Partly because it's curved. Now, we don't see a lot of curved designs on mid-range phones, so this is really something. Now, I know many of you might not be a fan of curved displays, but for me, personally, I don't have anything against it unless there's like a really steep curve and that results in accidental touches and all. Here on the 10 Pro Plus, as you can see, there's this gentle curve, just like what we used to have with Samsung flagships before. It's not very intrusive while using, so I kind of am fine with it. I also like that the bezels on this thing are extremely slim. Here I have the Galaxy S22 Plus side by side, and just look at it. The bezels on both of them are quite similar, so good job Realme, good job. But if you're planning on using this device without a cover, you might not want to do that because the fingerprint situation on the back is a lot to take in. This phone is an absolute fingerprint magnet. And also this device is quite handy, but it's slippery at the same time, so the bottom line is you might want to use a cover here. Overall, I really like this design and this color too. It's called Starlight and it changes colors depending on the angles you look at, and it also has a different texture every time you turn in a different angle, which I think looks really cool. The camera placement is also very clean and elegant, so yeah, good points on the design department for the Realme 10 Pro Plus. Okay, display wise, we get 120Hz refresh rate support here versus 90Hz on the Realme 9 Pro Plus, so that is definitely a welcome upgrade. And the screen is also bigger this time. It's a 6.7-inch screen, and you get all sorts of good things here. It's a 10-bit display with rich contrast, and Realme claims that the display on the Realme 10 Pro Plus is the world's first OLED display to receive TUV Rainland flicker-free certificate. Also, it is one of the few devices in India that supports 2160Hz PWM dimming. All this means that the Realme 10 Pro Plus is better equipped to filter blue light and protect your eyes. I know this might seem like a small add-on detail, but I am someone who gets frequent headaches because I use my smartphone way too much, so a feature like this is definitely good to have. Talking about the quality of this display, it's quite nice, and as I said earlier, the contrast levels are really good and it's quite bright too. Even in well-lit conditions, the visibility is not going to be a problem here. You also get an optical in-display fingerprint sensor here, which is fast and accurate. Now, because this is a curved screen, you might be wondering about its durability. So in this regard, Realme says that they have used a 0.65mm double reinforced glass on this display, which has a drop resistant and anti-crack properties. I don't know how true is that, and there's only one way to find out, which I am not going to do, at least not today. So let's move on. Okay, so here, because the bezels are so thin, I've had a good experience watching videos on on YouTube and streaming platforms. But as of now, it does not have support for HDR playback support in Netflix and Amazon Prime, which should be available soon via a software update. The dual speakers here do a good job too. Let's play a song so that you guys have a better idea about it. So,
but the way that your eyes shatter mine, I will be defeated. But if I'd go back, I could. I know you wait. I just.
alright, they're quite loud with a lot of focus on vocals. I wouldn't say that they are the most balanced speakers, but if you watch a lot of movies and stuff, they are definitely good enough for that. As for performance, Realme has used MediaTek's Dimensity 1080 chip here, which is a slightly upgraded version of the Dimensity 920 that we got on the Realme 9 Pro Plus before. So as far as performance goes, it's not the greatest of upgrades. While doing my everyday tasks, the phone felt really fluid with no stutters even when doing heavy multitasking and stuff like that. But I've not been able to test games on it yet. Actually, I wanted to do a real-life gaming test right here, so let's see how the Dimensity 1080 performs. Okay, so real-life gaming test, let's go ahead with that. So at first, we'll be playing Genshin Impact at the highest of settings at 60 FPS. Which is obviously not ideal for a mid-range device, but yeah, we're trying it just to see how well it performs. And with this, we're getting around like 38 FPS, 39 median FPS, which is not bad, but the gameplay is not exactly really smooth, I have to say, especially during combat. Now, we know that Genshin Impact is a very demanding game, so I don't expect a mid-range phone to do well in the highest of settings. But yeah, we're still trying it, getting around 39-40 median FPS. Okay, so we switched to medium settings and the gameplay is much more stable and there are no visible stutters here. I guess if you want to play Genshin Impact, you should lower the graphics settings to medium to get the full out of it. And yeah, talking about heating, the device has started to heat. I've been playing for like 15 minutes and the device has started to heat in this area and a little bit on this area as well. So yeah, let's move on to PUBG or BGMI in India now. Alright, so we've switched to PUBG Mobile and we're playing at the highest possible settings, which is HDR graphics and ultra frame rates, and we're getting 40 FPS, very stable gameplay, like 100% stability, and the gameplay is very smooth. And also something that I would like to say is if you want higher FPS, you can switch to smooth graphics and extreme frame rates where you'll get around 60 FPS on average, which is better. Okay, so we're playing Critical Ops now, which is a game that supports higher refresh rate, but as you can see from our FPS numbers, the game is capped at 60 FPS on this device. Maybe because the Dimensity 1080 is a relatively new chipset. Games have not been optimized to run at higher refresh rate. So I hope we get a future update which will solve the situation soon. Okay, performance aside, something that I really like on the Realme 10 Pro Plus is its haptics. Like with the Realme 9 Pro Plus, Realme has done an excellent job with it. The haptic feedback here is very clean and precise, and to top that, you get various options to adjust it. Like apart from the intensity, you can also choose between having crisp or soft feedback, which I think is neat. Software-wise, you get the latest Android 13 here with Realme UI 4.0 on top. And I don't have much complaints with Realme's UI. Actually, it's really simple to use, and even looks-wise, it's not that bad. The only thing that I have a problem with here is the number of bloatware apps on board. Other than that, you can see here that Realme has optimized the UI pretty well here. There's no stutters or anything like that while using, and the experience is actually quite smooth. Besides, the company has promised 2 years of Android and 3 years of security updates on the 10 Pro Plus, and the phone has a total of 11 5G bands, including both standalone and non-standalone bands. Okay, on the camera front, you get an upgraded 108 megapixel sensor that does 9-in-1 pixel binning. Then we have the same old 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens and a 2 megapixel macro camera. If you ask me, I am not someone who is that concerned with megapixels as long as the optimization part is done well. And in my 2 days of use, I have managed to take a few pictures with the Realme 10 Pro Plus. And as you can see here, Realme has favored punchier colors. The details look good enough, but I think it's too soon for me to give a verdict on the camera right now. So I will definitely test its cameras and let you guys know in my full review. Lastly, you get a standard 5000 mAh battery in the Realme 10 Pro Plus, which has lasted me an entire day with my typical kind of usage. And as I said earlier, I have not gamed a lot here or stressed out the phone so much till now, so I will leave this judgment for my full review too. With the charger that you get inside the box, the phone can fill up completely in less than an hour. Okay, that was it for my unboxing and mini sort of review of the recently launched Realme 10 Pro Plus. In my limited usage, I feel like Realme has tried to balance out the specs while also trying to provide a more premium experience with the curved design, good looks, and nice haptics and such. So it looks like quite a good phone, but coming to the end of 2022, there are equally a lot of good options as well, especially ones that offer better performance. Like you can get phones like the Poco F4 and the iQOO 9 SE at discounted rates from time to time. There's also the Nothing Phone 1, which is now available for just 27,500 rupees. And the Xiaomi Redmi 12 series is launching soon too. So yeah, that's a tough crowd. But what's not a tough crowd is our sponsor, Squarespace. It is a one-stop solution for all your website needs through which you can expand your online presence in an easy and effective way. It lets you build amazing websites for your businesses or blogs and helps you engage with your audience. Their custom template options and tons of customization tools help you stand out, while their powerful SEO tools make sure your website reaches your target audience. Visit squarespace.com/gadgetbyte to get 10% off today. So guys, that was all for this video. I have been using the Realme 10 Pro Plus with my primary SIM in it. I will use it for like 2 to 3 weeks and then I'll come up with a full review. So stay tuned and thank you so much for watching.